Thank you very much, former Premier Kathy Dunderdale. We appreciate your words. And now our next speaker is Joan Marie Aylward. And if you followed politics at all, you will know all about Joan Marie Aylward. She was in the House of Assembly from 1996 to 2003 as a member of the Liberal caucus representing the district of St. John's Centre. Joan Marie was an intensive care nurse at St. Clair's Mercy Hospital. From 1984 to 1990, she served on the faculty of St. Clair's School of Nursing, then served 5 years as president of the Newfoundland and Labrador Nurses Union before eventually becoming the province's Minister of Social Services, Minister of Health, Minister of Municipal and Provincial Affairs, and Minister of Finance and President of the Treasury Board. And Joan Marie Aylward is going to join us now on stage and have some words about her very good friend. Come on, Joan Marie, we're all waiting. Here's your picture. Oh my God.
Speaking of bad hair days, there we go. So good evening. I'm very pleased to be here. Premier, elected officials, MPs, MHAs, past and present. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. To celebrate Yvonne's 25 years in political life, and actually, having been elected at the same time, I can say with some certainty that it's actually 26 years, 2 months, and 19 days. After all these years, I could definitely do a good job on a roast, but not tonight. Tonight's about a toast. It's all about Yvonne. We were both elected in 1996, and it was such an exciting time. In fact, there were so many similarities to today. Under Premier Brian Tobin in the 1996 election, there were 8 women elected, 4 appointed to cabinet, first highest number, and a barrel of oil was $22.12 US. I remember because it was $22.50 when I did my budget. It was tough times. And now under Premier Fiore, we have 9 women elected, 5 in cabinet, but the most women and gender diverse candidates ever to have run. And a barrel of oil is $110 US. So many challenges, so many opportunities, still the same. In 1996, just a little retrospective, we were celebrating the 500th anniversary of John Cabot celebrations. We were preparing for the rooms construction. We had a lucrative nickel deposit in Voisey's Bay. We were preparing for the Viking Millennium celebrations. 2021, a burgeoning tourism economy, gold mine opportunities in Central, come home year, which is on bust, and of course the price of oil. In each of those 26-year differences, a huge social agenda, very near and dear to my heart. In 1996, we did legislation on childcare. We did the first Open Adoption Act in Canada, Early Childhood Education and Nurse Practitioner Act, introduction of multidisciplinary health centers, and a strategic social plan for the province. Very much strongly supported by the leader of the day. In 2022, under the leadership of Premier Fiore, we were asked to rethink our healthcare system. In February, we submitted a health accord with over 150 participants signing on, unions, associations, individuals. It was a very engaging process, quite the accomplishment. And you might say, why do we need to reimagine our health system? You can tell I'm taking a little bit of political license up here tonight, even though I'm not in politics. In 1996, we had a population of 560,000 people. We had 28% of our population 19 years and under, and we had only 11% of the population 65 and over. Today, we have 521,000 people in our province. We have 18% children, and we have almost a quarter of our full population over the age of 65. Prediction, in 9 years' time, that almost a third of our population will be over the age of 65. Of interest, we have over 80 pediatricians in the province, and we have 2 geriatricians. So we got a lot of work to do. We have our challenges, and together we'll address them, not only as a political party, not only as a government, but as a province. And for the last year and a half, many Newfoundlanders and Labradorians have been participating in a part of this health accord, which is near and dear to our hearts. We all need to make these changes for what's important to all of us. But speaking of challenges and change, challenges have been no stranger to my friend Yvonne Jones. She has surely had her share. She lost her dad, Lawrence, early in her career. She was diagnosed with breast cancer and met that challenge head on. No pun intended, you all saw the bad hair pictures. Yvonne was the leader of the opposition at the time, and after her rounds of chemo, she would go to prepare for the House of Assembly. She'd sit in the House, and then in the late afternoon, she'd go and have her radiation therapy. She'd be back the next day and repeat it all over again. Yvonne's stamina is incredible. We all know that. She shared her journey publicly. She shaved her head. She spoke about the ups and downs with other women and men. She made lifelong friends, and she supported so many along the way, going through breast cancer. She celebrated their victories, and she also grieved their losses within that sisterhood. Most recently, she lost her beloved brother Keith last year. That was tough, and it's still tough. But through it all, her family, her husband Joseph, her mom Barb, her sisters and sisters-in-law, brother, nieces, nephews, and stepchildren, staff, and her community rallied together to support them as a community. We have talked about strength, we've talked about challenges and adversity, but there's also a very important fun side of Yvonne, too. Like, for example, the first time she was on skis in Marble Mountain. Really, it could be part of a roast. And that poor man, Perry, who gave her lessons, I don't know if he's over it or if he ever went back on the ski hill, quite frankly. And if this was a roast, I would speak in detail about her abominable driving, but it's not a roast, so I won't mention it. Or I wouldn't talk, if it was a roast, I'd mention her incessant tardiness, but it's not a roast, so I won't mention that either. This evening, it's all about Yvonne. We have heard about the barriers for women and gender-diverse persons running for a political party. And what does it take to rack up 26 years, 2 months, and 19 days in this, I was going to say racket, but in this political arena? Well, besides energy, commitment, stamina, excellent communication skills, and a work ethic like none other, it actually takes a village. It takes everyone. Having the support of family, your husband, siblings, your community, and your staff is a must. Money is essential, and raising it is not easy. Yvonne has all the building blocks to make it happen. If she's made it look easy, I can assure you that it isn't. She is truly a daughter of Labrador, and Labrador is a part of her. It's in her blood, in her roots, in her soul. And from my early days meeting with Yvonne, after she said, "Hello, mate, how are you doing today?" it went directly to Labrador. She seemed to have an onboard system to lobby for Labrador, most notably the Trans-Labrador Highway in all of its phases, construction, paving, you name it. Yvonne relied heavily on her role models because we know how important role models are in this political world. Many of those role models are here this evening. Her mom is one, sitting at the table next to her, and lots of entrepreneurs and community leaders, one in particular in West St. Modeste, and so many more. She has also role modeled so many others and has been a huge supporter of so many thinking about or seeking political life or public service. There are so many fabulous leaders right now, today, in our province, women and men, many of them again here tonight in this room, because it truly takes a representative of all of us to be the best we can be for all of us. Labrador is in good hands, so is Newfoundland, but Labrador is in good hands with colleagues that are there with Yvonne. Lisa Dempster, her colleagues in the House, Leila Evans, her colleagues in the House of Assembly and in the federal government, including the men and women in our political arena, federally. Yvonne understands each person that she meets. She does not judge. She accepts and respects each individual that she meets. When relationships are broken, as they often are in the work we do, Yvonne builds a bridge. In fact, I've always said that Yvonne Jones is the best bridge builder that I have ever met. She has the intuition to share in one's profound sorrow on the one hand and in the meaning of true joy on the other hand. Without exception, she's prepared to be there for those who need her, and she provides her friendship unequivocally. She faces difficulty with hope, expectations with reality, and challenges with downright determination. She is a strong woman, and as someone who said recently, she's able to look a challenge in the eye and she gives it a wink. That's Yvonne. Now, this evening, there are so many people who wanted to be here but couldn't. One in particular is our former colleague, Mary Hodder. She was a member for Bjorn Placentia West. She couldn't be here this evening, and she asked me if I would read this poem. It's a beautiful tribute to Yvonne, and she is the most talented and loyal friend anyone could ever have. So this is how I will finish tonight from Mary Hodder, our colleague. It's called Daughter of the Big Land, the Voice of Labrador. When Yvonne speaks, all listen, for there's passion in her voice, enough to cause grown men to cry or to applaud and rejoice. No matter what the issue, when this woman takes the floor, her heart and lips always connect to her beloved Labrador. She relates all the hardships of a native way of life, of diversity, inclusiveness, the fight for women's rights. She speaks through self-experience. She's known heartache and loss, has survived malignant cancer. She has worked for every cause. Sat alone as an independent, topped all polls as an MHA, a first woman to lead her party. Oh, there's so much more I could say. She can take on opposition, set them straight when they are wrong, the next moment hug them gently, or join with them in a song. A proud daughter of the big land, she's the voice of Labrador, one who so many look up to and each day respected more. At home, in high society, or in our humble homes, we celebrate and congratulate you, dear friend, Yvonne Rumbold Jones. Your friend and colleague, Mary Hodder. Congratulations, Yvonne, on a fabulous career, and more to come.